at you from beautiful New York City as the Knicks prepare to take the home court. A quick check down the starting five for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Kemba Walker?
Well, he's the guy that shoulders the load for his team. That's exactly the way he wants it. He's the leader. He feels like as he goes, his teammates go.
Unquestionably, the guy that keeps everybody else in line. It's not even an issue. If somebody's not doing his job, he'll call them out and let them know about it.
After this one game on the road, the Bobcats will head back home to Charlotte. This is a critical time for them. They've got, guys, a lot of away games coming up, and it's a stretch that's going to be a very, very difficult test.
Kevin, I think matchups are so important in this league, and this season series has been a perfect example of that. And this club is 3-0 and looking to make it a clean sweep here today.
Yeah, but if I was them, I'd be prepared for a fight. I mean, no team is going to go down gently. They'll play with desperation to try to avoid being swept. So it's going to be a battle.
And he kicks the bucket.
Good open look, and he's blasted home the three.
Scouting for Charlotte was a loss to Los Angeles.
Yeah, they really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game, guys. In terms of their offense, nothing seemed to go right.
And once they started spiraling downward, there was no getting out of it, Steve. Their scoring just went dry.
Here's Felton. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Anthony, the pass to Felton. From deep. And another three from Anthony. Anthony's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for New York. On defense, New York. 4-point game. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
Here's Anthony after Al Jefferson's score. Anthony kicks to Felton. Back to Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. 9 points for Carmelo Anthony.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. He's got his A-game rolling here tonight. We'll see.
His return to New York, I tell you, Raymond Felton looked to have his best season yet as a pro. He came in and made plays and filled the void left at the point guard spot for the Knicks. Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Here's Anthony, and again it's New York.
He's so reliable. His offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
For Charlotte, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And for Felton, I guess, just something in the water in New York. Stephen, he's played his best basketball in the big city.
Yeah, he had a good run there several years back before he was traded to Denver as part of that Carmelo Anthony trade. And now that he's back in New York, Felton once again having a terrific impact on that team.
New York's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside there in the first. That drops. And that's 13 points for Carmelo Anthony.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Walker goes in. That's good.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the way. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, playing in London during the 2012 summer seemed to do wonders for Melo. It often does wonders for guys that play with that national team. He came back with all kinds of confidence and seemed to be at another level.
And for Carmelo, boy, he really excels in international play, doesn't he? Always has.
Yeah, the three-point line is just a bit shorter, which kind of brings it right into his comfort zone. So he can play that zone buster role for Team USA. And tell you what, he can do so many other things, too, because of his size and quickness.
And here his coaches talk about his defense is better than they expected, too.
Ironic, isn't it?
Very. All free throws, good from Anthony.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. He's up to 15 points, and he's bringing 3 3-point bombs so far.
I'll tell you what, he should not hesitate to keep firing from out there because he's got the touch tonight.
Now, here's Walker. And here's Gordon from outside. Chandler with the rebound. It's Anthony with the drive. Anthony drawing the double team. Smith dishes to Carmelo. He gives them a double-digit lead. Anthony's got 17 now.
Seems like when they bond with a really good kid, that's not something they should get away from.
Check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at New York, they're in the middle at 5th in the conference, looking to build on the wins as the season goes on. And checking out Charlotte, they're at the 10th position.
Well, I think for Charlotte, their season hasn't been great and it hasn't been terrible. It's been fairly pedestrian. A few times it's looked like they're about to turn the corner, but they just haven't been able to sustain that winning momentum.
And I'm not quite sure why that is, because I think they've got the talent to be among the league leaders. But it looks to me like it's not going to happen for them this year.
That's good.
Well, I'll tell you what, post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside, into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
And he gets it to go. Anthony's got 19 points.
These teams don't look like they belong in the same court today.
It's pretty ridiculous to have a double-digit lead this early.
And it's Walker penetrating. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. Back to Walker. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. And there's the feed to Walker. Shot clock at 6. Jefferson with it. Now Chandler defending. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
One thing Al Jefferson has worked on through his career is being able to pass better out of the post. And for a guy who draws as much attention as he does on the block, that's a nice asset to have.
And Clark, you mentioned where Al Jefferson has improved. You know, borderline all-stars he was talking about for so long. You wonder if Stevie is going to get to the next level.
Well, I think the big thing is he's got to improve defensively because his offense is really played at an all-star level. He's really tough to guard down there. But defensively, he's a little slow guarding pick and roll. But if he continues to work at it and maybe improve a little bit, I think he could get into that all-star game.
1:41 left to play in the first quarter. The 10-footer. That's good. Jefferson's got 5 points so far.
Great looking bounce pass to set up that play.
And Udrich gets to Shumpert. Well, good from outside. Bobcats trail by 10. Feeds it to Sessions. Back to Taylor. He kicks to McRoberts. Charlotte moving the ball around. Puts it up from 17. Offensive rebound. He dishes it to Henderson. No luck. And New York the other way now. Last time they came together was in Charlotte, where they fell to the Bobcats.
They found themselves up against a hot team that night, Kevin, and they just didn't have the manpower defensively to shut them down.
You know, guys, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed us. They never strung together any stops like they needed to. The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
It's stolen by Taylor. Sessions with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off. Perfect.
And Udrich gets to Shumpert. The dish to World Peace. The pass to Udrich. Outside Shumpert. Just 5 on the clock. Udrich, the pass to Shumpert. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich. Shumpert's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They are making some noise from downtown, guys.
And they've got themselves a very nice lead to show for it.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. New York ahead, up 11. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
Tune in this Saturday night, January 23rd.
Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets, live from Denver. Don't miss out. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
and they're sharing the ball too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
Well, you know, this last offseason, the Bobcats announced their intention to change the team name to the Hornets, reclaiming the name of the original Charlotte franchise that left for New Orleans in 2002.
And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. Biombo and Haywood, a lot of length up front. Ben Gordon out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Kid Gilchrist in its small forward. And here is Anthony after the three-pointer from Ben Gordon. Anthony with it, working on Biombo. And again, New York with the triple. And just like New Orleans, that's a name, the Pelicans, that has local significance. The Hornets, a historical reference to Charlotte's rebellious fighting spirit during the American Revolution. Steve, you just told me about this. Fascinates you.
It does. I'm an American history buff, Kevin, and I'm also an NBA history buff. And you think back to the Hornets in Charlotte originally, they sold out for 9 straight seasons. So the Hornets nickname absolutely belongs in Charlotte.
And here's Gordon following the three-pointer by Carmelo Anthony. Releases. And it's Gordon missing. The Knicks leading by 11. It's Anthony with the drive. That is good. Anthony's got 24 points.
Well, there's a reason he's one of the top scorers in the league. Melo is so versatile offensively. He gets in that triple threat position, and then it's a kind of a pick your poison dilemma for the defender.
Well, he's got a honey sweet stroke as a jump shooter. He's equally dangerous putting it on the ground or attacking the teeth of the D or going over top of a good defender. We've seen it all the way back at Syracuse. This guy has gotten better with time. He's one of the elite scorers we've seen in the league in a while.
Zeller is checked in for Brendan Haywood. And so he draws the foul on the shot and a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Mike Woodson had some advice for the team over that last break. One thing he got on them about was their reluctance to play a more physical game. He didn't like what he perceived as a lack of energy on his players' part. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks again, Doris. Now, here's Walker. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers.
Kevin, his passing is what blew me away. I mean, to see him orchestrate their offense so impeccably, that was a sight to behold.
Here's Felton. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Anthony on the wing. He's covered by Zeller. Anthony kicks to Felton. Back to Anthony. He trails it as the shot clock ticks down. Anthony's got 7 now in this quarter.
He started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
You know, guys, Carmelo Anthony last year played pretty much full time at the power forward position, and the results were excellent. I mean, he's got the strength to play inside, and when you look at what he does offensively, it creates a lot of matchup advantages for him and his team.
Now here's Walker. That one goes. Count. Walker's got 9.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
And when you look at Carmelo, do you think, Steve, maybe the success that LeBron had going inside and playing the forward had any influence on Melo playing inside?
I think there's no doubt, Kevin. The league has gone smaller in a lot of ways. A lot of former 3-men are now becoming 4s. The only way to do that, though, is if you have the strength to deal with bigger players, and Melo certainly has that strength.
He's off on the first. Pablo Prigioni, he's checked in for the Knicks. Good on the second free throw. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Walker gets a screen from Zeller. Outside, Walker. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
The drive by Anthony. Stoudemire dishes to Anthony. Smith outside. Smith left side. Pass to Stoudemire. Some solid defense from Cody Zeller.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Doubled by Smith. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Walker. He feeds it to Biombo. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Pocket 6. And stolen by Felton. And Puglione kicks to Anthony. And the shot is good. Anthony's got 29.
Really putting his foot on the pedal. This boy doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
And it's Walker penetrating. Drops in the layup for 2.
Late reaction from the defense. He's almost going to make good on that.
And so New York calls timeout, their first. Doris Burke has some information for us, Doris.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He was reviewing exactly what he wanted in their defensive approach against Anthony. Coach wanted to reinforce how important it is for their defense to respond much more quickly and to be alert at all times to curtail his offensive burst, ending with the statement, "We have got to put up more resistance." Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Here's Martin. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Pocket 4. White block shot. And off the glass. That one's good. Bargnani's got his first points of the night. Cats trail by 10. Now Sessions. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Jefferson dishes to Sessions. Here's Henderson. Nick Roberts, the pass to Sessions. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Jefferson. It's hauled in by World Peace.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Bobcats have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Jefferson a screen on World Peace. Marco kicks to Sessions. Passes to Parker. The shot no good. The Knicks leading by 10. Here's World Peace. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
23 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones a long time without a basket.
You gotta find something, you're right. Sessions dishes to Henderson. Takes the 13-footer, and it's good off the glass. 5 seconds left in the first half. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Here's Sessions. Shot is no good. And so we conclude the first half. Knicks lead by 10. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Carmelo, what allowed you to function so well offensively?
We got vets. We got guys that know how to play basketball. We come together as a team. We're doing that. We're just trying to take it one day at a time. That's it.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Okay, Doris, thanks. And we'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, the halftime show.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
This is the halftime show. Let's break down all the first half action. New York leading against Charlotte. A nice job of sharing the rock, making plays for one another offensively. An all-round great effort by Carmelo Anthony. We're at halftime and still he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. Hanging tough, the Charlotte Bobcats. A big game for them right now. A win here would move them into the 8th seed in the conference. Kemba Walker has been outstanding. He's been finding great looks for himself. His shooting percentage is about as good as it gets. Starting things off with a look at games on tap for later. The Celtics playing in Boston. They'll go up against the Thunder. There should be some good highlights from that game. A 7:30 Eastern tip time.
And one game also on the docket.
For the Raptors, they'll be up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. Two teams, one division. Should be a good one. That one gets going at 7 Eastern. And now, here's what's going on in the rest of the NBA. The Nets out in Brooklyn will go up against the Mavericks. A 7:30 Eastern time is tip-off. And that'll be it for us here. Thanks so much for joining me. Now it's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We hope to see you around next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A great shot there of the skyline of Manhattan as we get back to the action. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Bobcats trail by 10. Anthony, Stoudemire, and Chandler, their front line. The guards, Ray Felton and J.R. Smith. That's the 5 for New York right now. And Zeller kicks to Walker. Right side, Gordon. That's good from Kid Gilchrist on the assist by Gordon. Kid Gilchrist has got it back down to within single digits for the Bobcats.
You know, coming into the league, Michael Kid Gilchrist is a small forward who could give you a little bit of everything. And that's exactly what he did in his rookie season with the Bobcats.
Now Walker after the missed 3 by Carmelo. Anthony left side. No luck. Bobcats shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. And it's Walker penetrating. And Chandler sends it back. Felton with the ball. Picked up by Kid Gilchrist. Releases from 15. Poked away. And you think of the comparisons from Michael Kid Gilchrist. He reminds a lot of people of Gerald Wallace. What
I
about
like
you?
that comparison, quite honestly. Wallace probably the best player in Bobcats franchise history, Kevin, and both terrific athletes with major motives. Guys that you didn't have to rev up. Good defenders and rebounders. I think that's a realistic comparison.
Unloads, and that one's good. Anthony's got 31.
What a top-notch game he's had. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seems like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Walker against Milton. Gordon, the pass to Zeller. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Shot clock at 5. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. And that's 17 points now in the game for Walker. And out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession. And we take a moment to check out the all-time seasons and scoring average. Lo and behold, the great Wilt Chamberlain, the former Kansas Jayhawk, featuring certainly prominently here.
No surprise there, Kevin. I mean, he averaged 50 points for a season. Think about that. Of course, it was a different era for the NBA. There were 20 or 30 more field goal attempts per game than we see now. Much faster game, much looser defense, but still, 50 a game. Think about that.
Here's Felton. Kemba Walker making his last shot. And Anthony gets it to go.
That's his first lead of the second half. They're really lighting it up beyond the arc of the first.
That's 4 by 6. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. Vicious to Zeller. Jefferson on top. To the middle. A nice shot by Zeller.
They're forcing the ball inside. It's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been brutal here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
And the Knicks making a change here. Martin's checked in. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kev. Mike Woodson had some words for his team over that last break. He wanted them running a more structured offense. He said, this is playground basketball. We need guys working together to create better opportunities. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes will come off the clock. Kicks it to Anthony. Anthony left side. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot and go to the free throw line.
ball through that initial impact and somehow willed it in. Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
For New York, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. That free throw good from Anthony. Bobcats trail by 7. Walker in the post. He's covered by Felton. Walker against Felton. And Walker kicks to Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, you look at Ben Gordon, guys, a pure shooter, clearly. Spot up, pull up. However he gets his shot off, you expect it to go in.
And going back to Ben Gordon, Clark, you called him a pure shooter, but he doesn't bring a whole lot else, does he, Steve?
Well, he's limited offensively. You know he can shoot and score, but not really a playmaker. And he's not big enough to post up. And he's not a great defender, but you know what he is. He's a scorer, and I think he's ideally suited to bring off the bench because of that.
Charlotte making a switch here. Haywood's checked in. Gordon hits both of them. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Down low, here's Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got 6 assists here tonight. That's trail by 7. And it's Walker penetrating. Collects the 2-pointer near the hoop. Walker's got 7 now in this quarter.
He's been a bright spot for them. He's had an incredibly efficient offensive performance.
Steve, his shooting really has been just terrific. They'd be much worse off if it weren't for him, that's for sure.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 39. And he uses the glass on the layup. Anthony's got 41.
He's doing it all for them right now on the offensive side. No matter what the defense has done, they haven't been able to find an answer to stop him. And he's had an answer for every defense he's seen.
Here's Walker. He's got 21. Back to Gordon. 3-pointer. They get it back. Zeller. No good with the layup.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's helping them to get the lead. And if they can continue to rebound like this, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape.
And the whistle blows is going to be on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
And the Bobcats have changed their look on the floor. Here's Shumpert. Pass to Bargnani. And stolen by Zeller. Here we go with Pargo. Running it up the court. Buries it down low. Pargo's got his first bucket of the night.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the 3-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Udrich dishes to Shumpert. So the wing on the left. Udrich, the pass to Shumpert. Out to Hardaway. Goes back up, and it's blocked by Zeller. 36 seconds left to play in the third. But on that shot, with that, the Knick lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Pargo.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
And Udrich kicks to Bargnani. The Knicks have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
And their success rate from the stripe this season is about 77%.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
And the Knicks making a change here. Anthony's checked in, and both free throws good from Bargnani.
Boy, that was solid. I tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
Here's Pargo, running by Shumpert. Pargo dishes to Sessions. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throw. It's going to be on Udrich. Bobcats shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Well, pretty good numbers this season at the line for this club. Right around 78% as a team.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Outside Anthony. From the arc. Great D that time from Henderson. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Knicks out front. They're up by 3. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
Next Sunday, January 26th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on LeBron James and the Miami Heat, live from American Airlines Arena. Big-time hoops coming your way.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin? Sure. This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
So it's the Knicks now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Fourth quarter on the court for the Bobcats. Henderson out there with Ramon Sessions. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then it's Jeff Taylor. And it's Zeller in at the 4-man position. Now here's Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Sessions. Out left to the wing. Henderson passes to Jefferson. Shot from 12. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's his third foul of the game. Charlotte making a switch here. The Knicks leading by 3. Belton kicks to Stoudemire, and that one's good. Stoudemire's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Knicks.
There's great dexterity inside. He can contort his body, shift in midair, hang time. He can protect the ball and finish through contact. Just an impressive player in the paint.
And see, that's not a skill that most players have. I mean, that's exactly why they try to feed it to him in the paint whenever possible. You know, for a guy drafted in the second round, Ramon Sessions has carved out really an outstanding career. Smooth operator offensively. He keeps defenders off balance and has a great knack for drawing fouls. And I like the fact he knows how to use his size in getting to the rim and drawing fouls.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Shumpert. We're going back to Sessions. You know, he's got nice size for a point guard.
Probably about 6'1", but he's got good speed. He's been a productive point guard, and he bounced around a little bit. But one thing you know is that he will produce for you when he's out on the court.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Sessions has got 4 this quarter.
What's going on defensively there? A lack of focus, no concentration. Too easy.
J.R. Smith on the wing, defended by Gordon. And here's Anthony from the arc, and that is good. Anthony's got 46 points.
Nice stroke from long range, and he's not likely to pass up those opportunities when he gets them.
Now here's Zeller. Defense is right there, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Bobcats. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Walker's checked in for Charlotte. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. J.R. Smith on the wing, defended by Gordon. And Anthony gets double teamed. Just 5 to shoot. And again, New York with the triple.
He's absolutely killing it from outside.
That's 4 by 9. And Walker kicks to Gordon. Kid Gilchrist, and he gets it to go.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, Kev. Mike Woodson had some words for his team over that last break. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Felton dishes to Anthony. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Knicks?
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And they continue to knock down the long-range three-point shot as well.
Here's Gordon. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Off the left rim and out. The Knicks leading by 8. Outside Anthony. Smith outside. Back to Anthony. Fires the 3. Can't hit. It's the Bobcats taking it the other way. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Beautiful work in the transition game. That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
The Knicks have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. And here's Anthony from the arc. And he gets the bucket. Anthony's got 53.
Going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And Walker kicks to Gordon. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Anthony drives in, and that one is hammered home. None of the defenders wanted anything quite to do with him on that chance.
I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on. You've got to challenge him a little bit at least.
Here's Kid Gilchrist, following the score by New York. On the wing, Gordon. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Gordon. 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by New York. Anthony's got 4 rebounds in this game. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. .137 left to play in the final quarter. Outside Gordon. The feed to Kid Gilchrist. It's stolen by Anthony. And he gets it to go. 1:22 left to play here in the fourth. And Walker kicks to Jefferson to end the run. And it's off the back rim. No good. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Well, clearly, not being able to see the spirited comebacks tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. I think this was an excellent all-around performance for New York.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for Carmelo Anthony. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. It's their lack of points in transition that has him mainly concerned. They need to be pushing it, he said, creating more opportunities break. Another part of what he said to them centered on his desire to see them shooting the ball every opportunity that presents itself. He said, "Fire away, guys. We've got the green light." Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks again, Doris. Now, here is Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Outside jumper. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now, thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
There's the pick. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Udrich, guarded by Parker. Udrich dishes to Martin. That's good.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Steve, I thought those fans, those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
Shot's good by Parker.
This run probably just a case of too little too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Carmelo, we have a question from one of your biggest fans. How do you get off your shots when you're in such a tight coverage situation? A defender right in your grill.
It's easy. If my man back up from me, shoot it. If I got two, pass the ball, find somebody else.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.